Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nirja Dikshit. I am a soft skills trainer, and in today's video, let us discuss about 5 important soft skills that no matter what is happening in your life, you should definitely keep on working on them. And you should definitely have these skills to excel in your personal or professional life. Well, without further ado, let us start with the OG, which is communication skills. See, whenever we are talking about communication skills, I think you must have heard about it umpteen number of times from my side. And I've always told you that no matter what is happening in your life, communication is the key to solve anything. Okay. Of course, you will meet people who will not be as much as into it as you are, but that is not our area to work upon, or that is not our area to interfere with. How can you work on your communication skills? So, for anybody out there, first thing that you need to do is you need to open up. You need to open up to express what is going on inside. What is it that is maybe you are happy about, maybe you are sad about. Okay, so the first and foremost thing to work on your communication skills is to learn the art of expressing oneself. If you are unable to express yourself, then forget about the good communication skills or the skill set that you want to develop to become successful in life. Now, second thing that you can do to work on your communication skills is pen down your thoughts. See, sometimes due to our upbringing or maybe whatever happened in past or while growing up, nobody actually cares about how you will be able to communicate or if you are actually expressing your emotions or not. Since it's past, we cannot undone it, right? But what we can do right now is try to explore the layers of our own personality on our own. Now, for this, which is to pen down your thoughts as much as you can. Now, for example, somebody gave you something and you are really appreciate you really want to appreciate that person, but it is in your nature that whenever you have to appreciate somebody, you hesitate to appreciate them. Okay, to understand where is it coming from, that is whole altogether another story. Okay, but how can you become more mature, how can you appreciate them? So for example, you face difficulty in speaking or expressing on the spot, right? What you can do is you can drop them a text, you can write a text to them that you are very grateful that you received so and so thing, or you received so and so help from somebody. Okay, so this is first and foremost step that you can take in order to work on your communication skills. Now, if there are things which are suppressed in your heart, which are suppressed in your brain, and you want to let it out there, you want somebody to listen to them, somebody to share it with them, you can absolutely, without second thoughts, pen down those thoughts in your journal or in any random notebook. Okay, and in case if it is something that you cannot share with anyone or that will be problematic for you if it comes out or if somebody reads it, you can always flush it out. You can either tear that page, or you can burn it. Okay, that will also work. So but the whole scenario here is to help yourself. See, people are not going to help people who do not want to help themselves. Okay, you must have heard that God only helps those who help themselves, right? So this is a very famous saying. Same goes in each and every area of our life. You are struggling personally, you will not be able to work upon it, you will not be able to receive anybody's help if you are not ready yourself, if you are not ready to put efforts for your own self. Okay, so my request to you is try to pen down your thoughts. Now, what else can you do is, whenever you are speaking to someone, whenever you are trying to initiate any conversation, always remember that communication is not a one way monologue. Okay, it is not something that only you have to speak during a conversation, only you are the one who is expressing yourself. Try to listen as much as you can, because active listening is one of the, I can say, very impressive traits that somebody can have. You will see a lot of people, they love to talk, but there are only very few people who are into listening others. Okay, so you can practice working on your communication skills by listening to other people, what they are trying to say. Okay, now the Next thing that you can do to work on your communication skills is form a habit of leaving your comfort zone and challenge yourself layer by layer. Now, what do I mean by it? What do I mean by leaving your comfort zone to work on your communication skills is by trying to understand that it will not be easy for you to pen down your thoughts. It will not be easy for you to appreciate other people when they look good, when they have done something good for you, or it will not at all be easy to open up about the feelings that are so suppressed inside of you, years of trauma or years of stress that is stored. It is not easy to express in that manner. I totally get it, but start small. Okay. I'm checking if my mic is working or not. Okay. So these were few things that you can do to work on your communication skills. Now let us come to the second skill, which is a must have in order to work or develop or flourish in our personal and professional lives, which is resilience. If you are someone who has gone through quite a lot of sufferings in your life, it does not matter if they were personal or professional, but you must be able to have the ability to cope up with those things. Now, for example, if I talk about myself, I have suffered a lot professionally, and I think a lot of people in my surroundings, or even you, if you're watching this video right now, you must have suffered professionally at one point, right? Maybe some things were not working out, maybe you prepared for some competitive exam and it did not work out, or maybe personally you had conflicts with your parents from a very young age, or maybe some you did not had friends when you were growing up, so you could not actually have that feeling of friendship with other people. Now see, you see, when you reflect back on your life and when you try to become aware of such things in life, they will always try to put you down, they will always try to distract from the healing that you are going through right now, right? But that ability to bounce back from any type of failure, be it personal or professional, is resilience, and it is required. And I'm sure up to a degree you must already be having resilience at the moment, right? But if you do not have, if you are someone who grieves for a very very long time for even the tiniest of failures, then you need to understand that it will lead to your destruction if you will not stop here. For example, you never know what is going to come in life next, right? If you do not have that power, that capability to overcome such harsh treatments, such harsh realities, then it will be difficult for you to move on from things. Maybe you had a very bad breakup, maybe you were so in love with the person that you wanted to marry them, you wanted to have or start a family with, but due to certain reasons or due to any reason, they are not with you right now, but you still long for them, but you still are unable to move on from that person. Now, you see, healing takes a lot of time. These things are easier said than done, right? So, how can we become more resilient? The first and foremost thing which a lot of people skip on is acceptance. When you are unable to accept what has happened with you will not be able to move on, because somehow it is going to poke you from the back every now and then. Okay, so acceptance comes the first and foremost thing when it comes to becoming more resilient in your life. Now, second thing that we're going to do to become more resilient is to label our emotions. Many times we forget that what is it that is actually happening with us. Okay, for example, when you were a little kid, maybe you were beaten because you scored very very low marks, or maybe you were called names in school or something. So you need to understand what type of emotions were you feeling during that moment. Okay, label those emotions ki I was angry at that time, I was sad at that time, because it is very important to have the clarity of what you are feeling in order to overcome it. Okay, now third thing that you're going to do is rewrite your story in your brain. Now, I'll give you an exercise that you can perform. What do I mean when I say rewrite the story that happened with you? Let's suppose you went through a traumatic life experience when you were a little child. So, you can always perform this exercise to rewrite your story, which is Let us take an example. You were unloved as a child, okay? Now I want you to find a quiet corner in your room or anywhere, wherever you are right now, if you're performing this exercise. Now close your eyes and think about the time where you were a little kid. Keep your eyes closed and imagine that little kid is just right in front of you. So your adult version and that kid version is in the same room right now. Okay. Once that person is in front of you, once that kid is in front of you, sit down with them and talk about everything that is stored in your heart that you wish you could tell somebody. Now, if you were someone who was unloved, give as much as love you can to that person, to that little kid. Think about him or her and hug them. Try to process those emotions. Try to think about those times that hurt you and you wish that somebody could say some kind words to you. Say them to that little version of you. So when you are talking to that little child, take your time, talk about everything that you want that little kid to hear. All right. Once you are done, slowly open your eyes, and I'm sure that it is going to help you out to process the emotions that are so suppressed in your brain right now. Be it your personal life, be it your professional life, whenever you are talking about soft skills, it is nothing different than what you have to portray yourself to be it. See, some people are performative, okay? Whenever you are trying to learn how to communicate better, whenever you are trying to learn how to work on your body language, how to work on your confidence, try to understand that it is not something different from you. Do you understand it or not? For example, if you are talking to me right now, you will not showcase these skills only when you are in a professional setting or only when you have to impress somebody. Do you understand? It is a way of life. It is a way how you live in your actual life. That is why see, I will not name anybody, of course, and I am not saying that I am someone who is so qualified or who is so, I can say, smarter than other soft skills trainer who are there in the market. But I have seen them, they are performative. They are performative as in case they want to teach people about communication skills, they want to teach people about conflict management, they want to teach people about confidence, but somehow they themselves are not actually practicing what they preach. Okay, so this performativeness, it needs to go out of our lives, especially when we are talking about soft skills. Soft skills is a way of life. You cannot escape the exercises that you're giving somebody, or you cannot escape the tips and tricks that you're giving somebody without applying it to yourself. Okay, so try not to be performative, try to actually bring them in practice in your day-to-day life. That is how you work on your skills. It is not something that you got a training for 6 months and after 6 months you do not need training at all in your whole life. Well, it depends on the number of hours that you put into practice. Okay, so soft skills are more about, I can say, you learn them on the field, okay, on the ground. For example, I may train you about communication skills. I may train you to develop your confidence, but when will you be tested? I may test you. I may see differences in you, but when will it be truly tested? When you will actually go on ground and talk to people and see the difference in yourself. Okay, observe what you have learned so far. Okay, so this is how the subject of soft skills is, and this is the most underrated subject that I will talk about some other time not today. So let us carry on. The next skill, which is third skill, which is very important, is emotional intelligence. This word is being thrown around in the market these days quite a lot, be it in your professional lives, be it in your personal lives. If you are dating somebody, emotional intelligence is needed. If you are a part of any family, emotional intelligence is needed. If you are trying to be friends with someone, emotional intelligence is needed. If you are trying to work somewhere, emotional intelligence is the most important skill that you can ever carry, that you can ever work on. Now, there are 5 pillars of emotional intelligence that I think I already made a video about it earlier. So if I will be able to figure out how to put a video link over here at the in on the I button, so I'll try to figure it out, and you can watch that video to have in-depth knowledge about what is emotional intelligence. Fourth skill, which is going to take you far in life, is confidence. When I talk about confidence, again, I am not talking only about the performative confidence. It has to come from within. Tell me about a time when you felt so confident that you felt you can take over the whole world. Think about that time. ऐसा क्यों हुआ था आपके साथ उस time पे? About how you can build that confidence, that steel confidence which is required so that you do not break down in any situation. Number one thing that you will do is become so self-aware that no matter in which situation you are, you do have an idea what is happening and why you are reacting so and so. Okay, so to become self-aware is the first and foremost step to actually build any skill. Now if you want to start working out, you need to become self-aware about your own body. You need to understand what type of food you can digest. Now there are steps to become self-aware, which is there are two exercises. Okay, first one is SWOT analysis. Second one that you can do is use Johari window to work upon yourself, to understand and know yourself better. Now when I talk about SWOT analysis, everybody knows about it. I'll put it here, somewhere here, the picture. You will be able to understand from the picture itself what is SWOT analysis. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Anything that you want to do in life, any career that you want to choose, any person that you want to choose, do a SWOT analysis. Now let us come to Johari window. I'll put again here from the picture itself. You must be able to understand what do I mean by Johari window. Now there are 4 columns in the picture. You will mention in the first column about the traits that you are already aware about and other people are also aware of. In the second column, you will mention about the blind spots. Now for blind spots, you will need help of your friends or close family members. You can ask them about certain behavioral patterns that they are aware of, but you are not. Okay. In the third column, you will talk about the hidden self or hidden area. In hidden area, there are traits that you do not want other people to know about you. Okay, there are certain secrets that you carry or you want to carry to your grave. Okay, this is the hidden area. Now in the last square is your unknown self. When we are talking about the unknown area, it is the area, these are the traits that neither you nor anybody else is aware of. If I have to give an example, your potential. Okay, so almost each and every one of us is unaware of our potential, but you can always try to unlock it by doing more research on yourself. The second thing or second exercise to become more confident in life is to have the ability to repeat exercises. How do people build their physique in the gym? By repeating the exercises that they have been doing for years and years now. You will not see them, or like majority of people who have good physique, they will not always be craving for, oh, there should be something new, there should be some new exercise, I'm bored of this exercise. No. When you master something, you have to repeatedly do it. Okay, that is how you master it. Now when it comes to confidence, you have to perform initially in front of public, in front of anyone that you want, wherever you want to display confidence. Externally you have to become performative. Okay, then it will eventually come internally. So that is how you should build confidence. That is how you should actually behave, okay, in order to become confident. So performative confidence will always come first. Nobody is confident by birth. Of course there are certain factors that influence it, but still, okay, you can always work on it. Third thing that is going to make you confident is self-belief. Mano ya na mano, if you do not have faith and belief in your own ability to do something, you are not going to be confident. Okay, that performative confidence will some one day break and you will no longer you will no longer feel confident. So that self belief and faith is very, very important to become confident. And then again, there are many other exercises that we can elaborate in some other YouTube video, but as of now, these are the 3 steps that you need to follow. Fifth skill that you must have, or you should at least develop to become excellent person in your personal and professional life, is adaptability. You must have seen or you must have noticed how so many things are changing day by day, how AI is advancing, how there are so many tools coming up in the market, how right now, for example, social media has come up with so many new jobs, right? So all of these new things that are happening in our surroundings, personally and professionally, you must be able to understand that you need to become adaptable. This skill is very important, and also you should be aware that change is the only constant. Your life will not be flat or up and down all the time. Okay, you should be able to comprehend and cope up with those challenges. Okay, so to do that you need to develop adaptability. Now let us try to understand how can you become more adaptable. To become adaptable, you need to shift your mindset right now. You need to constantly tell yourself that I have to be resilient, and no matter what is going to come in my life, I will be adaptable to it. Become water, be water. Because you see how water can take shape of any vessel that it is put into. Similarly, you need to understand whatever is coming in your life, whatever is happening on a day-to-day basis, you need to be adaptable. Second step to become adaptable is start on a micro level. For example, you want to become fitter, okay, or you want to learn how to play guitar. Of course, how do we do it? By learning the basics. Start on a micro level to become more adaptable. Try to figure out what is that one thing in your life that is kind of annoying you at the moment. Okay, is it a new person added on to your life? Is it a new routine that you have to follow? Start on a micro level. Now if you want to start exercising, let's suppose, so you will not go each and every day, each and every single day of the week to the gym, right? How do we do it? We either start by going once a week, twice a week, and then you increase the frequencies. That is how you become adaptable of such things. Let us talk about the third step to become adaptable is by reflecting upon the change that has happened in your life. Sometimes now what is happening, things happened with us in an instant and we forget to reflect back on them. Okay, for example, I don't want anyone to go through it, but let's suppose you are living in a bigger house right now and instantly you go bankrupt and you have to adjust to a smaller house or maybe no house at all. What will you do in that scenario? First you need to reflect back ki you have gone bankrupt. You have to accept that this thing has happened with you. Now instead of grieving upon ki okay this happened with me, try to adjust to the situation. That is how you will be able to bring that adaptability. Well, this was a very worst scenario, I do not wish it upon anyone out there, but sometimes things like this happen in our life. So try to reflect on those things, try to accept it, and then move on. Try to figure out a way to come out of the particular situation. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and you listened till the end. And if you did, thank you very much for listening to me. I will be back in next video with some more interesting concepts. In the meantime, if you do have any ideas for the YouTube videos, you are always welcome to drop down a comment and I will definitely try to create a video on demand. Thank you so much and I'll see you soon.